All right. So of course, this is the first of many awards that we give, but it's not at all started in that sense. During the conference, there will be a couple of evaluation moments for a couple of the awards, those that you see on the bottom of the slide. Specifically, what we already did is an evaluation of the best, to find the best poster award yesterday. And of course, the thesis and tree competition that I think all of you are familiar with this. With at this point, we have 22 competitors that will compete for the award. So please attend those sessions tomorrow. Those are students that will present their thesis only in 3 minutes, and then we have to find the best one at the end. Besides that, though, of course, those two, together with the best paper award, those are awards related to the conference itself that we give every year in relation to the conference and the contributions. But EC3, as a council, also gives some awards, and that is specifically the SHARE Award that is awarded to an active or former EC3 officer for outstanding service and contributions to the community. The Thorpe Medal to all authors of a recently published, so within the last year, journal paper for an outstanding academic contribution, and the Smith Prize for outstanding contributions to computing education in the context of EC3. As you saw, we already awarded the Karst with his best paper award. All of the other awards will be given during the gala dinner, so we will have to keep the suspense until the gala dinner. All right, so what we're trying to do here is, of course, not possible to do without strong partnerships. And we are very happy to have two of them this year. And to give a word on behalf of one of our partners this year, Autodesk Research, I would like to invite Fikret Kalay to just say a few words on behalf of Autodesk Research.
Thank you, Katrina. Good morning, everyone. My name is Fikret. I'm part of Autodesk Research. Today, I'd like to share how we're thinking about next generation of digital twin for construction. It's about how AI can help, like moving from simply collecting data to turn it into meaningful insight. So at Autodesk Research, we explore how emerging technology can help our customers and solve real industry challenges. We explore, prepare the company, and lead toward technology adoption. So if you haven't heard about Autodesk, you might have stopped by a high-rise building or look at a small detail of a car dashboard, for instance, or even like been sitting in the cinema watching a movie with 3D special effect and so on. There is probably an Autodesk tool behind this as a technology. So we have at Autodesk Research some center of excellence, and we are basically working on a few research themes, and my team is focusing on intelligent construction. It's basically we investigate how AI can improve decision-making process across the construction lifecycle. So our vision is very simple, and I think I'm going to echo a lot the best paper presentation today, but we want to help construction making better decision. We look at today project that generate a lot of data. This data is fragmented, underutilized. More than 95% of the data in construction, specifically in construction, is not utilized. And project manager used to complain about spending more than 20% of their time just to look for data because it's fragmented, it's very hard to find information. Our research explores how AI can connect this information so people can better understand what's happening, why it's happening on the job site, anticipate problems before they become a big problem, and make more informed decisions throughout the whole project. So usually when we think about a job site, we think about the building, we think about the material that comes to the job site, we think about all the assets, the equipment. But today, construction is also an information business. It's about data. Every project creates like models, like BIM models, schedule, cost information, operational data. And the challenge isn't creating more data. The challenge is making sense of it, right? So all this information exists somewhere, but often it lives in a separate document, in a separate system, and as a result, it's very difficult to connect everything and use it effectively, right? So this is what I'm saying, more data, less continuity. So this fragmentation creates friction throughout the project, from design to handover, to planning, procurement, execution, and every phase have a transition. Every transition creates a risk of losing information and context. So this doesn't reduce the product, only the productivity. It also affects how decisions are made. So data is fragmented, knowledge becomes fragmented, and AI can only be as good as information it received, right? So that's not a secret in this one, I believe. So if we lose the history behind a decision, we also lose the ability to understand why it's made and how to make better decisions. It's about learning about past experience. That's the reason why I feel like I'm echoing the presentation of the best paper today. So that's why we believe that the future isn't only about adding AI on each part of the workflow, it's about giving AI the right context. So we often say that construction doesn't have a data problem, it has a reasoning problem. To reason well, AI needs the three things. I'm sorry, we don't see very well the cube here, but it's about 3 dimensions. So first, it's connecting data. It's something that becomes very obvious for the industry. People talk about data connectivity, talk about data relationship, but now we need to think beyond that. We think about connected workflows. We need to think about connected context even beyond that. So not only what's happened, but why it's happened, why a decision was made, and what assumption exists at a certain moment. When these three dimensions stay connected, AI can do much more than just answering question. It can provide you and help you understanding the situation, anticipate the risk of your project, and support better decision across the whole construction lifecycle. All right, so it was a 5-minute speech for 5 years research for us. So if you're interested in this topic, my colleagues and I will be attending. So we look more younger on the picture, but still alive. We're here, okay? 6 of us. So we are presenting 2 sessions at EC3. We'll share more about our research and discuss more about what I've been trying to share today with you. We'll be delighted to continue the conversation with you. A last slide that I wanted to share with you, connect with us on Autodesk Research. So the website research.autodesk.com. The QR code, if you scan it, will lead you on the Intelligent Construction landing page, where we'll speak a little more about our research project. And thank you very much. I look forward to meeting many of you during the conference, and have a nice EC3. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fikret. EC3 is all about community, and for us, it means building on the community that we have. And of course, being in places like this is what we go for. And what's the community without its pillars? While we were preparing for this conference a couple of days ago, we learned about the passing of Paul Teichholz. And so in those moments, of course, what we need to do, and the least we can do, is to acknowledge pillars like himself, because for some of you, he was a collaborator and a close friend. And for those of you that are probably the youth and our next kind of generation in computing and construction, of course, you probably never had the chance to meet him. I also didn't have the chance to meet him in person, but all of us met him through at least, for instance, the 2nd edition of the BIM handbook. And we also have Gan here in the audience. So with that, we would also just like to acknowledge also on behalf of EC3, one of the pillars of our community that unfortunately is no longer with us. So to conclude this plenary, I would also like to invite our dissemination chair, Dr. Jennifer Lee, to tell you a little bit about the aspects of online presence, social media and dissemination. And what opportunities we have.
Yep. Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer Lee. So I'm this year's 2026 Dissemination Chair. So if you're on LinkedIn, if you follow us, I'm the person that's been making all the posts for the last almost year. We really like to share what we're doing, especially during the conference. I would ask if you do post as well that you use the hashtag 2026 EC3. That makes it more visible, that allows us to share and discuss. And also, if you're not already following us, do follow us. You should be able to access the LinkedIn page through this QR code here. So I'll be posting throughout the conference about the things that we're doing and just generally talking about some of the great things that you all are doing in terms of research. We have, I know some of you have already seen our photo wall. You'll find this outside of the Kokira ballroom, which is just here. So outside you can reach it around the other side of reception. Feel free to take photos, share it, use the hashtag. And also just provide memories for yourself and for colleagues that are old and new. We also have a YouTube channel, so you can access the channel through this QR code. And this is where we upload all of the sessions from the conference. We will be uploading the plenary session, the individual papers, and the thesis in 3, so you should be able to easily access those. If you decide that you don't want to have your video recorded, your paper recorded, that's absolutely fine. We ask you to complete this online form here. Again, access through the QR code. You can also speak to each of the session assistants that will be in the room. Just let us know that you don't want your session recorded, and we'll make sure that it's not going to make its way onto YouTube. For whatever reason that might be, that's absolutely fine. We also have a new website. So anybody that's been following along, we put a lot of effort into launching the new site. We have a new main site for EC3 for the council, and we also have a new conference website you can see here. This is where you'll also find your papers. And following the conference, we will also link your YouTube video, if you have one, to your paper page. So what Katerina mentioned, Ranjit, about the DOI earlier on, once we have that all set up, you will be able to access paper through PDF via the website directly. We'll have the DOI, and we'll also link your video to the same page. So you then can share that as you wish. I'm also behind the conference guide that you received a couple of days ago. This is also available if you haven't had a chance to look at it yet, and you're not sure about what you want to do outside of the conference hours. Take a look here. There's some ideas, and just kind of see what takes your fancy. And I think for me, that's where I stand. Anything that you want to share about the conference, feel free to do it. If you have anything you want to talk to me about, just come find me. I'm around. Thank you very much to Katerina and Ranjit for making this year a really interesting and exciting role. And I'm going to hand back to Katerina. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jenny. I'd like to simply take 2 seconds to acknowledge that work, because I don't think the majority of people realize how much goes into the creation of all of that content. And then before we break for the coffee break, just here in the lobby, outside of this room, I only have a couple of practicalities left before we conclude the plenary. One of them being the gala dinner that will happen on Wednesday evening. We will have our gala dinner this year at Danilia Village, and Danilia Village is a replica of 1930s Corfield Village. It is also a museum, so that is where we will more or less close off, hopefully, a very successful event at that point, not to speak in advance. One, of course, important thing to mention is that because we are more than 200 people that will attend the dinner, there is obviously some logistics around it. You will receive a separate email with a reminder and explanation of where you have to be on Wednesday, but 2 buses will depart at 5:45 and 2 more at 6 p.m. just down outside of the gate of the hotel where the city bus line bus stop is. again, we will communicate separately. Unfortunately, we do not have any more slots available for registration for the gala dinner. So if you haven't registered, I'm sorry. For those of you that have, please remember to bring the ticket that you received with your badge, just so we're able to make sure that everything is smooth. The final practicalities I would like to mention. So right now we are in the main plenary room. This is also where we are going to be tomorrow morning for the fishbowl session. Behind me here, you can go either from this side, internal door, or outside from the lobby is the Kirkira ballroom, where parallel sessions will also happen. And the other two rooms, Lefkazante, Paxitaka, it sounds like four, but they're actually two rooms. Those are downstairs, just down the stairs across from the reception. The workshop room, Krokidis, which we will use on Wednesday, is upstairs, but of course we will guide you there when the time comes. Coffee breaks are going to be just outside. Also feel free to use the terrace, the bar on the other side. And at this point, there's more or less nothing for me to say than thank you for being here and enjoy the conference.